morning, everyone, and welcome to the second annual Power on Heels conference. I have the honor to introduce our CEO and founder, Ivette Mayo.
Good morning, everyone. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Thank you so much, DJ Caribe Beats. This is so exciting for you to start out our wonderful fiesta, our party. We are celebrating the leadership. We are celebrating incredible women throughout the day. So thank you for being here. We have women tuning in throughout Houston, throughout Texas, throughout the country. So welcome, welcome, welcome. One thing that's so important here is that I get to serve as your MC today, but I get to jump in and get to talk and touch bases with everyone that's part of this conference. We've worked really hard to make this happen, and so thank you for being here and taking it all in. Power on Heels continues to achieve its mission. Our mission is to lead and advocate for Latinas against the social inequity of gender pay gap inequity, but most importantly, we want to focus on the challenges Latinas face not only in their personal lives but in their careers, and we want to make sure that we help them through this, the challenges they face in today's economy. So today, as we start off our second annual Power on Heels conference and and scholarship awards. We're really excited. I'm really emotional because I have to tell you, it's been a task. You know, things come against you, but you work through them, and so it's so exciting just to be here in front of all of you and just share the special magic we've created. We couldn't be more excited. This year's theme is creating the opportunity to for the future, and we want you to think about that throughout the event because you're going to hear that message repeatedly through our speakers, through all our honorees, through our scholarship winners, and through our keynote speaker. We have set a day that's going to hopefully empower you, but most importantly, inspire you to great and powerful things. So one thing that I would love to do is remind you of all the things that we have set for you. We have two amazing speakers who will be sharing an empowering, inspiring message. We have our community leaders that we are going to basically take the opportunity right here today and honor them for their incredible leadership. We also have some amazing women who are so deserving of our scholarships this year, and our powerful speaker, Sienna Paredes from Siena, New York. You're going to love her story, and you're going to hear elements of you inside her story today. So before I do anything more, I would love to share with you a little bit of what we do with Power on Heels. So please take a moment and watch this video so you can understand who we are and the things that we do in our community.
I am Ivette Mayo, the founder and CEO of Power on Heels Fund Incorporated. Not everyone is born with the same advantages in life. Many have to work harder to secure education, resources, and opportunities. A persistent gender-based wage gap continues to impair the earning potential of Latinas, their families, and our local economy. This is preventing Latinas from rising from one economic status to the next. Latinas make up 9.2% of today's workforce. 1 out of every 5 business owners is a Latina, an increase of 34% since 2005. Yet, with all this prosperity and growth, Latinas are still subjected to scarcity. More than 50 years after the passage of the Equal Pay Act of 1963, Latinas typically earn 54 cents for every dollar earned by white, non-Hispanic men, and must work 23 months to earn what white men earn in 12 months. In the state of Texas, Latinas earn an average of 44 cents. Power on Heels Fund Incorporated is focused on the advancement of Latinas in the marketplace and to limit the impact of pay gap inequity by providing specialized programs, targeted events, mentorship, and scholarships designed to enhance earning potential, accelerate professional growth, and to cultivate future leaders.
My name is Marlene Guzman, and this event was wonderful. Honestly, hearing all their tips and recommendations of how to become better, and also how to embrace the Latina in us. I think it's very important, and sometimes we don't hear this outside, and that's why this type of events are so important for us.
In 2019, we were able to kick off our unique enrichment program, the Latina Power Purse program. In the last 2 years, through a collective of our members and community partners, we have been successful in training over 400 Latina students, career-minded professionals, and business owners. The Latina Power Purse program focuses on emotional intelligence, conscious leadership, and financial mastery, producing skills needed to build confident, bold leaders and financial strength to increase the earning potential of these powerful women. We are truly proud of the impact that we have made with our scholarship program. In 2019, Power on Heels Fund awarded $10,000 to 10 deserving Latinas, students to continue their education, industry professionals to enroll in training programs to accelerate their careers, and business owners to help start up or enhance their skills to increase profitability. In 2020, we are on target to award another $10,000 to 10 deserving Latinas.
We're very excited today at the Raul Izaguirre Schools for Success. Our senior girls had a wonderful day today. This particular session they had today has given them the tools that they need to begin to build on what they've learned throughout the years in their education and tackle what's coming to them.
2020 has presented many problems for organizations like ours. Since earlier this year, we were able to pivot our in-person events online. This has had a real positive impact on our outreach and even greater access to Latinas locally, regionally, and nationally. Most importantly, it has given us the opportunity to connect powerful Latina influencers and leaders to our community. We have brought real value to our members with our virtual events, including making our annual conference virtual to increase participation.
We need your help. Together, we can continue to transform the lives, families, and communities to have a fighting chance to succeed. We cannot continue our work without your help. A big thank you to our donors, our board of directors, our advisory board members, our members, and our partners that help us make our work possible.
So now you see, we've been busy, and for the last, since February of 2020, we have had over 17 events. This makes our 17th event this year. We have been able to shift. So you see all the incredible work that we've done, our commitment. So as you listen to the presenters, you see that throughout the show, we continue to be inspired not only by our mission, but the women we continue to help. So we're super excited. So let's get started. One thing I do want to mention before we before we continue with the program is that you all have, I see that you're already participating on the chat. I would love for you, if you are, this is not a time to be quiet, this is time to be bold, Latinas, because let us know you're here. Type in your name right there, look to the right, okay? And one thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna have some giveaways. And so we have to kind of adjust and do our giveaways a little differently. So we wanna make sure that you are here, so you must be present to win. So type in your name, let us know you're here, and the wonderful and amazing Linda Lara will be on backstage making sure she's taking down your names, and in between each session we'll be having giveaways. And how we're going to do it, we're going to do a raffle from all the people who are present. So play along, and I hope somebody out there or a couple of you are feeling lucky, because we've got some great, fabulous, and wonderful prizes. So let's continue with our program. Our first section, our first portion of our program today is our amazing speakers. You're in for you're just really in for just a treat. These women, I know them both. They're amazing Latina leaders. They do amazing things in their communities, and they have an empowering message for all of you. But before we do that, we have an opportunity to do something with one of our sponsors. So at this point, I'd like you to watch this video of our amazing sponsors.
Early breakfast? Goya olive oil from Spain. Eggs, adobo, and 6 p.m., not a.m. Then olive oil, adobo, and a delicious steak for dinner. Ha! Same ingredients, so many possibilities. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
I live an active life, really very active. Okay, so I'm not a runner, but at least I'm staying hydrated. Because I drink Goya pure coconut water. It's high quality, affordable, and it's even won an award. So whether my job is momming, approving, or simply caring, that's why I choose it.
Goya Pure Coconut Water. Natural hydration for real-life chefs. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
Thank you, Goya Foods, for being one of our sponsors today and being the sponsor of our speakers. So I have the opportunity of introducing to all of you the incredible Maite Sermon Weitzman. She'll be introducing our speakers today. Maite is the public relations at Goya Foods, Texas. Maite is an award-winning communications professional with more than 30 years of experience in strategic public relations, brand development, and community relationships. Today, she runs the public relations effort of Goya Foods Texas, managing as many media and community promotions throughout Texas, and is responsible for both diversity initiatives and community outreach in the United States, throughout Texas, and Latin America. Prior to joining Goya, her boutique public relations firm, the W Group, was Goya's agency of record in Texas. She oversees the media and communications relations efforts in Goya Give program and coordinates donations and aids in Texas, Mexico, Venezuela, and Central America. She's also part of the team that handles internal communications. I have the honor of presenting to you Ms. Maite Serra Weitzman.
Hi there, I'm Maite Serra Weitzman with Goya Foods, and it is my honor to introduce to you the next speaker for the Power on Heels conference. We have an incredible dynamic Latina who hails from New York. Let me tell you just a little bit about her. She was awarded the 2015 Mujeres Destacadas of New York City in the tri-state area by the leading newspaper El Diario New York. In 2015, she was a rising Latina star, 40 under 40, and was recognized by the Hispanic Coalition of New York for her leadership and achievements. Negocios Now also recognized her for being 40 under 40 in New York City. So you're getting the idea that she is a young, dynamic, incredible Latina. Her name is Fleriser Bello, and she's an events marketing strategist, an innovator, an executive producer, a creative director. She hosts the Bellas Fashionistas TV, founder and CEO of Fleriser Bello and Bellas Fashionistas Inc. I believe you will be inspired by the words of wisdom she has to share with us today. Listen in your virtual settings and enjoy this incredible program that has been put together for you.
Fleriser, can you unmute yourself, please?
Oh, I am so sorry.
We didn't want to miss anything, so we wanted to make sure we got your attention. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Oh my God. Hello, everyone. It is happy Friday from New York City, everyone. It is a pleasure for me to be here today. And, I just started talking and talking and talking. I didn't realize. But that is the beauty of virtual conferencing, no? In the times that we live in today. It is a pleasure for me to be here today at the second annual Power on Heels Conference and Scholarship Presentation. Thank you, Maite, for that incredible introduction. And thank you, Ivette, and team for this opportunity to be here today amongst your audience and incredible guests who are here to be transformed, impacted, and to continue with their purpose and goal
in their lives to continue to impact our community. I am honored to be here, as I had mentioned, and to be able to speak to you not only about Fleriser Bello, Bella Fashionistas, but really about that power that is within you. And why am I bringing this topic to you? Because it's important. A lot of the times we want to achieve, we want to move forward in life, whether it's in our professional setting, whether it's in school, whether it's having more friends or being able to be alive in that network that we would like to be. No, I don't know how many of you have found yourself in that position where you may feel stuck, where you may feel like you have nowhere to go and you don't have the avenue or the network to be able to get there. So I come here to tell you that within you, there's a power. There is a fire within you that we sometimes do not take for granted, and that we really don't realize what it is that we have within us that helps us to be delivered, and also that would help us move on. And at Bella Fashionistas, our goal is to educate, encourage, and motivate Latina youth and women to be able to reach not only their potential and to be the bridge for their next opportunity, but also to be able to help them find that purpose, help them find that desire of what their next opportunity is, or what their life, what they have been destined to do. And I could tell you something, we all have gifts, we all have talents, we are natural born leaders within our areas, what God has destined for you. And I could share with you my story with Bella Fashionistas and how I've been able to be where I am today. Fleriser Bello, always, when I was 11 years old, I always wanted to be able to, I came to the United States. I was just backtrack a little bit. I came to the United States when I was 10 years old, and I found myself stuck every summer and in the early 90s to be able to just watch TV, you know, hot summers in New York City. And within those hot summers within New York City, I found myself watching TV from morning to day. Of course, I had to do my house chores, you know, like we all do as Latinas. But, you know, being able to be watching TV helped me develop that fire to identify what it is that I want to do. And, you know, a lot of the times we don't think of the power that our words have. And, you know, I said to myself, how can I be able to land a career in television? Not only land a career in television, but be able to work as a backup dancer. You know, I was watching Living Colors back in those days, and I would see these videos and people dancing behind the artists. I said, oh my God, I think I could dance. I could be the backup dancer, maybe, or be a reporter. That's what I had in mind. But then I said to myself, God, but my parents don't know anyone. I live in the Bronx. My parents don't know people that work in the city, you know, and I saw the city so far. And I said, but my parents don't know anyone. And throughout my, throughout growing up, you know, my godmother from my confirmation in church, she lives in a brownstone, not too far from me, love architecture. And I was really amazed to be able to see her architecture. She has 5 children. This is a story that I tell everyone, because through that story was how I was able to network when I was younger. I know we networked with our family, with our friends, and we had went out for a prayer at her house, and her oldest daughter had come up to me and said, what would you want to be when you grow up? I said, I want to be a film producer. At that time, I was just about 15 years old. And she said, you know, I work at Channel 13, and I'm going to see if I could be able to connect you so that you could do an internship. And lo and behold, a month and a half fast forward, Fleriser Bello started working at Channel 13, PBS. And I was very, I said to myself, wow, what did I do to deserve to work here, you know? And a lot of the times we don't know that our opportunities could be within our friends, within our family, within our network, if we all only open our mouth and talk with them, no? And with her, she saw something in me, and she says, at that time she was going to law school at Fordham, and she just gave me the opportunity. And fast forward a few years, within my high school age, I would talk to all my professors, in high school, to my teachers. And my English teacher, her best friend, has an event planning firm. And I told her how much I love to coordinate, how I love to work in production, backstage, which I do by all means. But yeah, Fashionistas and being the host has not been an easy process for me to digest. But here I am, fulfilling purpose. And I said to her, I said, I want to be able to work. I love events. I love to put together, and I love the marketing aspect of it. And she says, well, my best friend has a company, and I'm going to reach out to her to see if she needs help. Lo and behold, she did. Fleriser started working with her. And now imagine a Latina that just came from to the United States 5 years ago. 7 years fast forward, I started working, helping her out at this event, which was at the Chrysler building, at the top floor of the Chrysler building. That was my first ever experience to be able to work with a vast group of professionals. And not only professionals, but they were Jewish. And, and it was a different culture than I was used to. And it was just an incredible experience. Then my aunt, her best friend, used to have an event planning firm, and they did all the parades for the Latino community and banquet dinners for the Latino professional community here. And one of their clients was Goya. And, I was able to talk to her, and I said, Tia, I love to do events and marketing. I've worked X amount of time here and there. And, she says to me, let me talk to my best friend to see if she could give you an opportunity with one of her projects. Lo and behold, Fleriser Bello started working with her temporarily while I was in high school. And, those experiences to me led me to prepare me to be where I am today. And a lot of the times we take those things for granted, whatever these skill sets, whatever the opportunities, whether it's taking care of someone's children, whether it's an opportunity for an internship, these are part of the opportunity, and these are the skill sets that prepared us for the next opportunity. And it is a great, and I want to talk to you before that, what it is, how can you find your purpose? Finding your purpose is having that ability to sit down, and for me it was talking to God. God opened my eyes and let me see what my purpose was. Let me see what he had destined for me, what all these talents and gifts that he provides and gives us. I was able to identify throughout all these different experiences that soul seeking and never doubting not only my parents, but the power of God. And, finding purpose to me a few years fast forward, I started volunteering. I started getting my feet wet again. I had a period where I worked in healthcare. I was managing the office of a cardiothoracic surgeon at Sinai. I worked with him for a few years. Just before that, I was in college throughout that time. And I worked in retail. Working in retail really prepared me to be able to work with different personalities, be able to escalate from a sales position to be able to work as a manager. They gave me that opportunity within 5-6 months of working there. And, we have all these talents that we don't know we have, that people see in us, but they just help us move along and get there. And the power of network is very important, because that's what they do. They see something in us and they help us out and help us elevate to the next level that is meant for us. So when we come to this alignment of purpose, and when we already have identified what that talent that we have is, never underestimate, which I did, underestimated. And I thought, wow, I worked 7 years in healthcare. This is not my area. I came to Christ at that time, and God helped me unveil within my eyes that blindfold A lot of the times we get thrown into challenges. I know I did at work. I took up challenges, and those challenges helped me move forward and build the skill sets that then helped me be able to volunteer. And after volunteering, I was working so much. I was organizing an event. I was organizing a fashion show. I was organizing all these events. And then I had the opportunity to go into the Latin Grammys. Before I ended up going to the Latin Grammys in 2011, I'm sorry. I had someone that said to me, what are you doing, Fleriser, with all these things that you're doing? I said, I don't know. I'm just rolling with the punches. Opportunities come arise, and I just take them. Risk taker. When you become that risk taker and you see the opportunities that everything is just flowing naturally, go with the flow, because you never know where that will lead you. He said to me, have you thought about opening your own company? I said, no, I'm not ready for that. No. And the fear factor really gets into our way. And the fear factor doesn't allow us to flow, to be fluid within our calling and our purpose. I ended up going to the Latin Grammys. I had an international brand that wanted to give me an opportunity to be able to present to him a proposal, where in this proposal, I will be able to create this platform and help our Latino community. Within that time, I was able to not only see that opportunity would come up, but I was able to see that talent that I had in me that I never knew. And we doubt ourselves all the time as Latinas. We doubt ourselves, our capacity, our capabilities. And I went through that. And I just want to invite you to never doubt those capacities and those capabilities, because someone is always watching, like right now. No? And I just want to invite you that after that, I said to that person, I want to consider what you proposed to me. Lo and behold, we took the opportunity, we incorporated my first firm, Bello Consulting, back in 2012. I was still working for the surgeon at that time. And within that time, I had this fire within me that said, leave your job and go move forward. And I had no idea what I was feeling, but this feeling that I had, everyone, was just incredible. I couldn't help it. And I said to the doctor that I worked for, I said, I'm leaving. He said, what do you mean? I said, I'm leaving. It's time for me to move on. There's a time in our lives when we feel ready to take on the next chapter in our lives. That chapter that's going to lead us to the next level. And it took a while for me. It wasn't easy. It wasn't overnight. I put this in prayer. I said to God, if you're leading me to this, you need to confirm with me through my mom and my pastor. My mom is a pastor, everyone. And I said, give me a confirmation, because I need to feel secure that this is what you want me to do. So I did. I took the leap of faith. I took risk. I had nothing with me, but I had my 401k that helped me to sustain for those 8 months. And during that time, I was already networking. God had opened doors since 2010 to work with so many different people, all C-level. I thank God for those opportunities. And then I ended up landing my first client, who ended up being Telemundo 47, having opened my company within 6 months. And when I took that challenge and ended up with that opportunity, I only thought that opening an event firm was only doing event firm. Then my client said to me, I have an opportunity for a project. Can you do this? I called up my business partner at that time, and I said, oh my God, we have this opportunity. I don't know what to do. I don't know marketing, and I don't know how to do this. And he said, of course you know how to do this. And he gave me that strength that we already have this talent. All we need to do is get our feet wet and throw ourselves and take that risk. So I did. With that. And lo and behold, from that opportunity came the referral to NBC4, to Goya, having a client as Goya, opening, having corporate clients, having private clients. I know that I only have a minute, But I just want to finish with this and leave you with this. Take a risk. Leadership, it's a servicing. Once you service in leadership, once you have that leadership and you service is a responsibility. It's a purpose. And that's where the purpose with Bella Fashionistas was able to come about. Service to give back to the community, service to help those others elevate and bring them along to where you are. We need that community. If it wasn't for Ivette, if it wasn't for all these clients, if it wasn't for the opportunities, Bella Fashionistas would not be here today. And I just want to leave you because I have to wrap up. And I just want to leave you with community, helping rise. A leader has a big responsibility, and we don't take that lightly. Being here, having this responsibility to speak to you today, to speak to everyone today, it's a big responsibility to give service, to disconnect from everything that you think that you want, but to give back, bring others with you. And with that leads you opportunities, purpose, and after all, that power within you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Ivette. Thank you so much. Have a great one.
Early breakfast? Goya olive oil from Spain. Eggs, adobo, and... Early breakfast? Goya olive oil from Spain. Eggs, adobo, and... 6 p.m., not a.m. Then olive oil, adobo, and a delicious steak for dinner. Ha! Same ingredients, so many possibilities. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
I live an active life, really very active. Okay, so I'm not a runner, but at least I'm staying hydrated. Because I drink Goya pure coconut water. It's high quality, affordable, and it's even won an award. So whether my job is momming, approving, or simply caring, that's why I choose it.
Goya Pure Coconut Water. Natural hydration for real-life chefs. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
It is my honor and pleasure to introduce to you the next speaker. This is another dynamic Latina. Amazing. I don't know how Ivette does it. She scoured the world to find the absolute best and most inspiring speakers. Today, you will hear from Patricia Mota. Patricia serves as the President and CEO for the Hispanic Alliance for Career Enhancement, Leadership Strategy, Fundraising, and Development. She is amazing. She has an incredible, strong history of serving the community, as reflected by her service on various nonprofit boards. Patricia earned a double Bachelor of Arts degree from Indiana University in Spanish and Communications and a Culture, and a master's in public affairs in public management from Indiana University School of Public and Environmental Affairs. Patricia is also a certified leadership coach, and she was named by Crain's Business Chicago one of the top 25 most powerful Latinas. Join me in welcoming Patricia Mota to give us a few words of wisdom.
Hola, thank you for the kind introduction. Buenos dias, good morning to everyone. A special thank you to Ivette Mayo for her dear friendship, leadership in this mission that is so near and dear to my heart and the work that I get to do every single day. And thank you for all of the sponsors supporting this important initiative. As mentioned, I'm currently serving as President and CEO for HACE, a national nonprofit that is dedicated to advancing Latinos across the country. I am an advocate for equity and access. I am a nonprofit executive. I am a Latina. I identify as Mexican American, and I am most proud of being the daughter to immigrants. It is my responsibility to do the best that I can, to become the best version that I can, to try to justify that my parents have made for my siblings and I, to ensure that we pursued education, to ensure that we became the best version that we can and do better. And so it is my honor to share with you some tidbits, I would say, for creating opportunities that align with my own personal story. And just hearing the wonderful remarks that was shared by Fleriser, I think there's a lot of alignment there. And no, we did not touch base beforehand, but I think that you'll be able to see, take what resonates with you and apply it most importantly. And so I am going to, I don't know if we have slides coming up, share. Here we go. Share a couple of tidbits that I have for you today. And there's 3 specific areas that I wanted to touch on. And it'll start with a couple of things for you to consider. And before I do that, I have to say a special shout out, because I know we have several wonderful mujeres, but a special shout out to our Mujeres de ACE alumni that are joining us, many of which Ivette's been a part of, supporting us through that leadership program. So abrazos grandotes para ustedes, big hugs to you all. And so my first tidbit for you that I'll share, and you'll see it on the next screen, is about building your foundation. Thinking about what are the key things, your values, your beliefs, your why, that resonate with you. And it's important that you take the time to not only build it out, but constantly reflect on what is it for me, because it evolves over time. New challenges present themselves, new opportunities present themselves. And as we know far too well, the last 6 months have been testing us more than ever, right? And so I wanted to share a couple of things in terms of what that is for me. And one of the reasons that I am in the work that I do is I've personally experienced the education gap that exists here in the United States. Going into my junior year of high school, I had an older brother who, 10 years older, became a very successful civil engineer, got married, and moved to an affluent community right outside of Phoenix, Arizona. And he convinced my father to have me move out there my junior year of high school. And I did. So I go from a predominantly low income, predominantly Black and Mexican neighborhood to predominantly Caucasian, more affluent community. And that's fine. It was my first cultural shock experience, as is beneficial to everyone. But it was the experiences along the way that helped me realize that there's a real gap, that no matter that, depending on not only your economic status, but the neighborhoods that you grow up, means what resources are afforded to you. So my original high school, we had military recruiters there all of the time, versus my new high school, there was college recruiters from all over. My original high school, I met the guidance counselor maybe twice a year, versus the new high school, we were meeting weekly, preparing my college plan, what were my dreams and aspirations, so much that was there. And I was placed into AP courses in my new high school that would accelerate my path to college. And while the challenges presented themselves, I also had an eye-opening experience where it was, why was it fair that my peers back home did not have access to all of this information? And so I've made it my mission then, as I graduated and was ready by my junior year of high school to go to college, to the academic rigor being on a different level as well, to make it my own personal mission to help my peers back home close that gap. Further along in my career as Latinas, and we've heard it today, not only, there's other disparities, right? I have been passed by a promotion and blatantly told that it had nothing to do with my qualifications, but the committee didn't feel comfortable with me. And that all-white committee chose the older white male. Now, this is all, part of my personal experience, which is part of my story as to why I do what I do. Why am I leading an organization? Why has my career trajectory consistently been about closing these gaps that exist for our communities? My other why is, you see my beautiful 8 nieces and nephews on the screen that I get to borrow and give right back, but that I want to be an example for the next generation, for them, of course, but for the next generation coming forward, so that we all know very well that when we see someone that we can identify with and in a senior level role that's doing successful, that's sharing their story, that's doing very well, It's empowering. Look, we have the first vice president-elect that is not only a woman, represents our Black community, represents our Indian community, the HBCUs, and that's empowering for our young girls and all of those communities that she represents. Because of that, I feel it is my responsibility to become the best that I can, and it should be for each of you. What is your why? I shared a couple examples, but think about what are your values, what are your beliefs, what is your why that during the challenging times, especially the last couple of months, we can lean on. And the last example I'll share that why this strong foundation has helped me throughout my career. When I was named interim president and CEO in October 2014, even though I was named interim, I still questioned myself whether I was ready or not to go for the actual full-time position. I still questioned myself. If it wasn't for me going back to my why, to my foundation, and of course my board of advisors, my mentors and supporters, it would have been a lot more challenging for me to go forward to not only my candidacy, but to get me to continue to thrive in this role from there on, especially during this time. So that's my first tidbit. The second piece that I'll tell you to think about when it comes to creating opportunities for yourself, right, is think about what is it, and this will be on the next screen. Think about, and not just what your foundation is, but are you sharing your stories, right? So sharing is critical, and we also heard this from our previous speaker, right? And for me, it started in first grade. My first professional Latina, of course I had Latinas, my tias, my mom, and many family members that we have, but the first professional that I met was Mrs. Martinez in my first grade classroom. And I loved the way she taught, how she was so caring, and I told her one day, Miss Martinez, I want to be just like you. And I consider myself an educator today, not necessarily a first grade teacher, but I am an educator, as you may see through my career trajectory. And what that did was wonders. She then, after school, she would give me a additional worksheet. She knew I had a younger sister at home. She's like, here, teacher's sister, practice being teacher, right? She then went on and told my mother to do whatever she could at home to support me wanting to be a teacher. One day I get home after school, there's a chalkboard, there's, chalk, there's some like stickers and things like that. So I get to practice being teacher again. The reason I share that story is because of me sharing that one dream with the teacher, it then provided these additional resources and tools for me to practice getting there. It created the opportunity to say, yes, you can be. Here's we're practice. We're going to support you, right? And the same thing happened not only when I was named the interim CEO, but formally to the CEO position that I currently serve in. But also last year. I had an important meeting with a group of journalists and here in Chicago, and they were asking me, can you help name the top, we're trying to put a list, it's Hispanic Heritage Month coming up. We want to know who's the top of the top Latinos here in Chicagoland, right? And we're going through the list, and they have all of these great people. I know them very well because of the work that I get to do every single day. And we get to the very end of the list, and here I am as an advisor, know all of these top people. I had to find the within me to say I belong on that list. And that took a lot of courage because I did not see my name on. Well, why are you asking me, running a national organization based out of Chicago that knows all of these people that we're recommending? And because of Latina and because of the value of humility that I've had, it's always been a balance. I think that's always been a beautiful thing of me wanting to be respectful, but we need to know when is it that we need to shift and speak up. And for me, that was an example of that I needed to shift and speak up. And lo and behold, when the list of top 25 most powerful Latinos came out in Chicagoland by Crane's Business Chicago, I was on there. So we have to make sure that we are sharing our stories, that we are speaking up, that you are your best advocate. And my third and my final tip, in addition to building your foundation, in addition to sharing your dreams, is what you see on the next slide, which is about giving back. We must, and we heard this also from our previous speaker, there is no way that I will continue to grow in my career, in any career, I truly believe, if you are not making it your responsibility to pay it forward. And that can mean so many things. I think one of the things that sometimes we have in our minds is that I need to obtain a certain title. I need to obtain a certain level of success, a certain network, a certain influential circle before I could make a difference. That is so far from the truth. Everyone, each person has the power to pay it forward. And so it's important for you to be able to reflect on what does that mean for you. And it could mean something simple as speaking up, advocating for someone who's being mistreated. It could be something as we have a lot of nonprofits that are in need of financial assistance during this time. $20. Leverage your employer match programs to make it $40. What are the key actions that you can take to ensure that you're being part of giving back? The way that this creates opportunities for you is that people will, when you give value, when you offer of yourself, people remember that. And it has to be genuine. So look at what your foundation is. What are the things that you're passionate about? And look into opportunities to be able to give back. Think about your story, reflect on your story, build that foundation, share your aspirations, and give back. And I'll leave you too with this quote by the late Maya Angelou on another way that you can give back. You know, she states that do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, you do better. Don't wait till people to also give you feedback. I think one of the biggest challenging things is hard. It's hard when it's not so great feedback, and I've learned that along the way in my career. So make it a gift and say, hey, you sat in my presentation. Can you give me 2-3 pieces of advice? Like, what could I have done better? Open that door for yourself, but also take action upon yourself to, if you see something that could perhaps someone could have done better, and you have that relationship with them, give them the gift of giving feedback. Tell them, I have an idea, I have a connection. And so I'll ask you, what actions, what steps will you take to create opportunities, not only for yourself, because that is critical, but keep in mind about how are we creating opportunities for others. And so I encourage you to take the leap and jump into action. I had another opportunity in the Army Bowl in 2016 through one of our partnerships, because I asked. The U.S. Army Bowl in 2016, they give an opportunity for leaders to tandem jump. And I knew that because they always ask me for recommendations, or they always ask for connections or referrals. And I was like, you know what, I would like to be that person to take the leap. And just as when in that moment, when I was at we sat in, we listened to the tutorial, the do's, the do nots, right? When you're getting ready to jump. And even though you're super prepared, as soon as you're at the ledge, it's so scary that you just want to say, you know what, I changed my mind. But you know what? You have to have enough faith in yourself that you've done the work, that you've prepared, and take the jump. Because then when you do, it's the best feeling in the world. And so take the leap, and I'll leave you with a final quote by John Maxwell. And I know, Ivette, you know John Maxwell very well, as well. I'm a fan. And it's about courage, because I think in order to create opportunities for yourself, for others, it takes a lot of courage. And then the quote says that the courage door has one knob, and it's on your side. So abre la puerta, open the door, and take action today. Thank you for having me.
I am muted. Sorry. There we are. Me quiet, believe that or not. Patricia, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing those wonderful tips. I personally loved all the pictures, and I've enjoyed being part of your journey and watching your star store. So thank you so much for sharing all of that. I think we're going to be adding Fleriser here as well. We're getting ready to jump into a special treat here. We're going to have a little quick Q&A with our speakers. If you have a question that you would like to ask one of our speakers, please take the opportunity now to simply place it in the comments, and we'll do our best, if time allots, to cover that question. But ladies, I think it's so ironic that the two of you did not, outside of just being on the screen today, just the similarities and the parallel in your message on your purpose and your why, and being bold and taking risk, and then also the idea of how we need to really look and bring others with us on this journey. And so thank you for having that synergy in your message today. I'm just so super proud of both of you and all that you do. So I want to just go ahead and jump in really quickly to our questions, so we can hopefully have time for some of our other questions from our audience. But the first question I have for both of you, and Buddy said I'll let you answer this first, is what is the biggest professional challenge that you had to overcome in your career?
Wow. How do I answer that? I just want to thank you and Patricia, phenomenal. We didn't go and we didn't speak before this. And I think that for me, one of the most challenging is coming into Bella Fashionistas as the host. I started Bella Fashionistas back in 2012 because I felt, by attending all these events, networking with C-level, having all this access to very, very powerful Latinos, I put other people. I created Bella Fashionistas, started it as a fashion blog, created and brought people together who are experts in their own areas. And I put someone, I said, you're good. You want to be reporting? You like to be in front of the camera? Go ahead. So I was behind the scenes because I love to be behind the scenes. Producers, that's what we do. And for me, that was one of the most challenging moments because I didn't understand God's sign at that time, that he wanted me to be part. He wanted for Fleriser Bello to be the part of it. And when you come in, and it took me a long time, Ivette, a long time. I'm talking about 2012 to 2017 or 18. That amount of time for me to understand that when God has a purpose, when there's purpose with you, it doesn't matter, just purpose. Purpose, you have to lead the purpose in order because the power is within you. And throughout the time, that power comes, it just becomes naturally. And you become to be so many different things to people. I work with my clients. I work with talent. I work with celebrities. I work with very important people when I know with government officials when I have to put together events and conferences. And I know the responsibility that comes with it. And for me to digest and understand that responsibility took time. And here I am. So that was one of my biggest challenges.
Yeah, absolutely. Patricia, how about you? What was one of your biggest professional challenges? I know you shared one during your speech, but would you like to build on that, or can you think of another one?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's always, right? There's a lot.
I know.
Most recently with COVID, my goodness, I think it was being so fearful, like what is going to happen to this organization? What could possibly happen? I'm in touch with leaders that have been involved with the organization since the very beginning. And all I can think of was when we fell on hard times in the 2008, 2009 recession, and if that was going to potentially happen again. But again, you reach out for those opportunities. I worked my tail out to get the PPP funding and ensure that my priority was our people. And I wanted to keep all of our people on staff, and to be able to go through that process, the several phone calls and all of that took, and ultimately be able to secure it was a big challenge. But it took a lot. And I think just the challenge overall, you have to deal with people, everyone's going through different personal experiences right now, but we also have to deliver as an organization. And it wasn't just shifting and pivoting, like how are we going to shift our programs and doing it in a very fast pace, but also being mindful that we have to take care of one another and our employees, and that balance of we got to go fast, okay, in pivoting and transitions from staff transitions. So it's a lot. It was a lot, and I'm still processing it. But I think Absolutely. At the end of the day, it's been my foundation, and being able to reflect on that and build on that keeps me going through this most recent challenge, I should say.
Absolutely. Well, I have to tell you, I appreciate your stories and what you just shared. I think for me, one of the biggest challenges I personally have overcome is sometimes my own self-doubt, especially in those early years of just jumping in and deciding, okay, we as Latinas, we continue to be the first in so many different areas, and we find ourselves walking into spaces and we're the only ones, and we don't always have the confidence to ask questions because we don't want people to know that we don't know. But the other thing is too, the learning curve. It's not that we're not capable of learning. That we don't have the skills. It's just having that lack of confidence or that self-doubt. And I think that once I got over that and just really just focused on what I was, the skills and the effort that I was putting in place, that results were going to be generated. And then once people around you realize that you were worthy of being where you were, then things started to change. But I think for me, and I don't know if you guys experienced that too, but I think self-doubt was one of our biggest things, or one of my biggest personal things. I'm looking up and I'm going to see this question, and I do want to ask because I'm going to bypass one of the questions we had. I'm just kind of go off script here, and I'm just going to read one of the questions we have from our audience because I think it really speaks to who we are and something that we have here. It's from Jackie Cervantes. I think that you know who she is. Jackie, she's one of our Mujeres de HACE. She's an amazing young lady here, in amazing, powerful Latina here in Houston. Jackie's question is, with so much focus on diversity and inclusion in the corporate space, how would you respond tactfully to someone commenting that you have an advantage because you're Latina? The Latina factor, who knew? Patricia, would you start with that?
Oh, sure. Hi, Jackie. I wish I could give you a hug. It's been such a long time. And why you got to give us such a tough question? No, I think, look, you got to throw back there's a lot of research and books on white privilege, right? Not only in terms of in society, but in let's say corporate America and in general. And so I think my response would be like, yes, but you have to have the data, right? Like, I think you look at that there's only, Latinas are earning on average nationally, 55 cents dollar to compare to the white male counterparts. That's a potential wealth of $1 million over the lifetime of a Latina. And as Latina, as women, we are contributors for households, for the overall economy. And so it's our time, right? It's like we need to be unapologetic in our responses, but using data, right, and statistics to say, like, we're the least represented, not only financially, but when you look into leadership positions. And so be proud. We got to leverage, especially now, this wave that's going on, to advocate and to push for initiatives, unapologetically so, that help close this gap, because unfortunately, the gap has widened. With COVID, we now have Latinas, Hispanic women, according to the Pew Research, there's been a decline, the greatest decline of job loss by 21%. We have to accelerate closing the gap, right? And so we have to, I say metrics, of course, and data, but be proud about that in your response.
No, absolutely. It is our time, Latinas. It's time. So thank you for that, Patricia. And then and Flori said, I have a question for you because it's being asked specifically to you, and that is from Senia. And her question is, Bella Fashionista, how do you find yourself helping other Latinas in your community on a one-on-one basis?
We have mentees that we help, and these are college students. We have helped at least a few students to be able to connect and land jobs in their a specific industry, and that's healthcare. and not only healthcare, but I have one-on-one with mentees, and we help them connect. We are the bridge to be able to connect to nonprofit organizations that are industry-based. So we could connect them to Prospanica, who are our partners, Alpha, we could connect them to SHIP, and we recently connected them to SHIP. One of our mentees, connected them to SHIP NYC because they wanted to develop, to continue their professional careers and civil engineering. So that's one of the ways that we do. And we also, not only directly, but indirectly also with highlighting Latinas like Ivette and Patricia and others, which soon we'll get you guys in to be able to share your story. So sharing your story like this really creates an impact. And after all, additional Latinas, young Latina, professional Latinas, and entrepreneur Latinas are able to see the story, how these incredible Latinas got to where they are. And they say to themselves, okay, she felt the same way I feel. If she did it, then I could do it too.
Wonderful, wonderful. Great answer. And I think that helps us also see the connectivity that you have. You're not only helping these women, but you're also sharing. And I think that was a comment that Patricia made to, your network, utilize that and leverage. And I have to tell you, learning to network is definitely a skill we all have to learn, but we also have to teach how to network. And by making these connections for people, it kind of sets the tone for other ways where they can make those connections as well and continue to make those connections. Because this is the age of Latinas. This is the age of boldness. This is the age of why. Let me just take the age, just take the time. This is the time for boldness, know your why, closing the gap, and as Patricia said really a few minutes ago, making things better for the next generation. So this is really a great time. So before we close out this Q&A, I would love to go back to both of you. And if you'd like to give any closing comments for the ladies who are watching from all over the country, by the way, all over the country. So we'll start with you, Fleriser.
Sure. Never give up. Know that there's always a process that we must go through in order to go to the next level of elevation. Be a risk taker, have the courage, like Patricia said, and always help others come, lead them. And one of the beautiful things of a leader is that we always see the talent, the hidden talent of anyone, and helping them perfect those talents and guiding them to that a particular destiny. It's what leaders do. And I had someone, and I'll close up with this. This particular person is someone very influential in the Latino community, and he invited me to an event that he was part of. And he said to me, we were the only Latinos that there were probably 4 Latinos in this event. Now think about a networking event of a conference of 2 days. He invited me because he said to me, the reason why I invited you is because we need to see more people like you. And that just made me realize why Bella Fashionista existed, why it was created, and what the purpose was with that. So we must continue to elevate, to educate, to encourage our community, and to motivate them. Because it's not easy. If you don't have the access, if you don't have the avenue, how are you going to be able to move up? You could do it, absolutely. But there's things that are beyond our control that if we just have faith and come to God and say, open that door, because that's what I did, he opens it in his time, and he makes that connection. So never doubt that there's a superpower, there's a power that's supernatural that you could talk to and that can lead you to where you are and where you would like to go. And I just want to close with this. I am happily, gladly wearing Senia Paredes, who is going to be speaking soon. And I can't wait. I just have to say that. I wanted to say that in the beginning, but then I need to kind of repeat myself because I was muted. So thank you so much for the opportunity, Ivette. You're incredible. And also Patricia and everyone here. So thank you.
Yes. Patricia, you please share your heart.
Yeah, no, just very quickly. I think it's important for us to know, like, fear never goes away, right? It's how you manage that fear and trusting in your foundation, your why, in the work that you've prepared and you've done the work, and taking the leap anyway, right? So it's your choice. There's this acronym FACE, FASCE, right? You either face or fear everything and run, or face everything and rise. And so the choice is yours.
Well, I truly believe both of you are two amazing, powerful mujeres poderosas, and I'm so thankful that I've had an opportunity to see both of you and continue to see your star shine, but also know your heart, and know that you're committed to making our community better. Thank you for sharing today with this community. And ladies, I want to share something real important with you. We'll talk more about our scholarships later. But if you were to apply for a scholarship, or come through our program and apply for a scholarship, you can be awarded a scholarship to attend Mujeres de ACE leadership class or program. They have classes or cohorts all over the country. And so if you loved what Patricia's message was and what she's sharing here, remember Mujeres de ACE's program, because it is creating future leaders in our community, and you're one of them. So don't forget that. So ladies, I want to thank you both. You are impressive women. I want to send you un fuerte abrazo, a virtual one, and I want you to know that we wish you continuous success and blessings and bendiciones in everything that you do. So muchas gracias, and thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. Gracias.
Now that was outstanding. I'm inspired. I'm really emotional. So I feel like I'm stuttering, but it's just because I'm just excited. The intention of today's message was felt in the message that both these ladies provided us. So right now we're going to take a quick break, and we have Linda Lara jumping in here shortly to share with us our first giveaway. So take it away, DJ Pareve Beats.
Let's do our first giveaway for the day.
Hi, everyone. This is Linda Lara. Thank you so much for attending today. My position on the board, I'm on the executive board of Power on Heels. And again, thank you to everyone for being here today. I am announcing the winner. So everyone listed their name. Continue to do so. We have so many prizes coming. So please be sure to stand and attend the whole session all this morning. That way you have the opportunity to win. So our first winner, and again, this prize is provided to us by the Women of AT&T, a Lip Sense Bundle Beauty Set by Ana Estetica. And our winner is Arlita Mayo. Congratulations, Areli. Please be sure to reach out to me through email in the next 2 minutes with your contact information so I can get that prize to you. So again, congratulations.
Oh my God, how exciting is that? We had our first prize, we had our speakers, we had some wonderful messaging. Now we get to honor some of the amazing leaders in our community. We have the opportunity to recognize outstanding leadership and invaluable contributions of Latinas to the Latina community in Houston. And so here we give away the Power Heal Award. Don't you just love the way that, don't you want a Power Heal Award? It's one of, we all love it here, but we have the opportunity now to have one of our board members, and I'd like to introduce her. She will be introducing our various Power Heal Award recipients. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about her. Her name is Ruth Mendez. She is on our executive board, but Ruth is an experienced corporate attorney with the Shell Oil Company, where she has provided legal support to upstream, downstream, midstream, and digital businesses. She is also an active member of the Houston community and serves on several nonprofit nonprofit boards such as the Hispanic Bar Association of Houston. She recently joined the executive board of Power on Heels, and we love having her, by the way. And she is married to her husband of 17 years. They have two wonderful children, and she's an active board member of each of their schools' parents and teachers organization. And I'd like to present to you Ruth Mendez.
Hi, Yvette. Thank you so much. This is such a privilege for me to participate in this wonderful program today. So thank you. Thank you, Yvette. Again, I have the privilege of presenting these wonderful awards. The Power on Heels Fund Inc. 2020 Power Heels Awards are given to outstanding community leaders that model the ultimate expression of service and commitment to our community in the marketplace, education, and through civic engagement. Their efforts continue to leave a legacy of outstanding leadership for all of us to follow. We have the honor today to recognize their invaluable contributions to the Latina community throughout Houston. I would like to introduce our 2020 Power Hill Awards. Our first winner is Ms. Melissa Vela. She is presented with the Power Partner Award. She is a workplace solutions officer, and Ms. Vela is a native Houstonian. She has been in banking for 15 years and currently works for BBVA, where she is responsible for the business development of the retail bank in the Houston market. In her role, she also fundraises for nonprofit organizations and is an active community leader. She promotes financial well-being, women empowerment, and advancement in the Latinx community. She currently sits on the board of Houston National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. As the events director and on the BBVA Houston Volunteer Board, she has served as an ambassador for the Greater Houston Partnership since 2017, and she won the Lifetime Member Award in 2018. Ms. Vela also served as an ambassador in the Houston East End Chamber and was nominated for Executive Female of Year Award in 2018. One of her passions is being on the Go Tejano committee with the Houston Rodeo, where she fundraises for scholarships that are awarded to Hispanic students in the Houston area. Ms. Vela lives in Pasadena, Texas with her husband and two daughters.
Hi, my name is Melissa Vela. I'm with BBVA and I have won the 2020 Power Partner Award. When I think about this award, I'm very humbled and thankful for Ivette Mayo for Power on Heels, especially because when I think of Power on Heels, I think of my family, I think of my daughters, and I can't thank you enough, Ivette, for your vision and for your initiative to close the gender pay gap for Latinas. Thank you. Power on Heels.
Next, I have the honor of presenting the Power Link Award to Ms. Gloria Luna Bounds. Ms. Bounds is a program manager in community relations for CenterPoint Energy, a domestic energy delivery company headquartered in Houston, Texas. In this role, she helps plan, implement, and direct community outreach programs and partnerships for educational, civic, and social initiatives and organizations on behalf of CenterPoint Energy. Ms. Bounds is a proud native Houstonian and passionate about the community, and she actively serves in leadership roles for various community organizations. She has volunteered as an active member of the Junior League of Houston for 10 years and currently serves on the executive board of directors of the Herman Park Conservancy. She serves on the advisory board of directors of the Latin Women's Initiative of Houston and was recently appointed to the Mayor's Advisory Board for Adult Literacy. Ms. Bounds is a United Way young leader and previously served on the board of directors for Avance Houston, Inc. Ms. Bounds is a graduate of the United Way of Greater Houston's Project Blueprint Class 27 and Leadership Houston Class 33. She earned her BA in Communications and MBA in Finance from the University of St. Thomas in Houston, Texas. Ms. Bounds is married to Mr. Jesse Bounds, and they enjoy keeping up with their 2 young sons, William and Andrew.
Hi, I'm Gloria Luna Bounds, and I'd like to thank the Power on Heels Fund and Ivette Mayo for this beautiful Power Heel Power Link Award. I'd also like to thank Centerpoint Energy for allowing me to support and invest in our communities on its behalf. Centerpoint Energy has served our customers for over a century, and community support is integral to who and what we are as a company. Personally, this award is so meaningful to me. I love connecting and collaborating with groups to make them successful in our communities. I love working with students. I love working with women and my fellow Latinas. As women, we must continue to work together to raise one another up and cultivate leaders and make them successful. And the Power on Heels Fund is doing exactly that. Working with one another, helping us grow and succeed and earn the recognition that we all deserve. Thank you again to the Power on Heels Fund for this award. It's truly humbling, and I'm very honored to accept this. Thank you.
Right, next, we are presenting the Power Advocate Award to Mr. Cesar Espinoza. Mr. Espinoza is a native of Mexico. He came to the U.S. in 1991 at the age of 5. He is currently a DACA recipient. Mr. Espinoza attended the prestigious Michael E. DeBakey High School for Health Professions. He then went on to study at Houston Community College and transferred to the University of Houston, where he studied political science. Mr. Espinoza is co-founder and current executive director of the largest immigrant-led civil rights organization in Texas named Vela. This stands for Familias Inmigrantes y Estudiantes en la Lucha. Fiel is immigrant-led profit that seeks to empower the immigrant community in Houston, the state of Texas, and the United States. Mr. Espinoza has served and is currently serving on a variety of boards at the local, state, and national level. He is an advocate for immigrant rights, student rights, and human rights. With his over 2 decades of experience in the field of organizing, Mr. Espinoza has learned how true grassroots organizing can truly make the difference in our communities. Congrats on your award.
Hi, my name is Cesar Espinoza, and it's an honor to receive the Power on Heels Award for the Power Advocate. As a Latino, obviously I'm not a woman, but as a man, as a Latino man, it's important that we recognize all the contributions that women make on a daily basis and how we can contribute to make society more equitable for our Latinas out there. So to all Latinas who are out there fighting, I come from a strong lineage of Latina women, especially my mom, who raised me, my brother, and my sister. And while being undocumented, she put us all through college and gave us a better life than we would have had in our home country. So we encourage everybody to continue to support Power on Heels, and we strongly advocate for there to be gender equity moving forward. But please support Power on Heels, and it's important that we continue to support their mission so that together we can make a better society, not only for Latinas, for Latinos, but for the greater community at large. So to everybody, thank you so much, and Power on Heels.
All right, next I have the honor of presenting the Power Player Award to Ms. Frances Castañeda Dias. Ms. Dias is a native Houstonian and a graduate of Southern Methodist University. She is driven by passion for her community and championed the advancement of business as the engines of economic progress. She joined the Houston East End Chamber of Commerce in 2010 as president. Prior to joining the chamber, she was their director of corporate services for the Houston Rockets and is still their #1 fan. Ms. Dias has several appointments, some of which include an appointment by Judge Lina Hidalgo as the first Hispanic female member of the newly formed Board of Pilot Commissioners for the Ports of Harris County, and she was appointed to a 5-year member of the HCC Bond Oversight Committee during their $425 million capital improvement project. She is also a founding member of the Hispanic Impact Panel of Houston and an active member of several organizations such as the Rotary Club of Harrisburg. In 2014, she was presented the SER Jobs for Progress Inaugural Alumni and Community Leader Award. In 2016, she was named Top 30 Influential Women of Houston by DMars.com. And in 2020, she was honored by the Center for Pursuit. In addition to her many appointments, honors, and contributions, she has completed 10 full marathons and enjoys world traveling with her husband, John. They enjoy spending time at their East End home with their German Shepherd dog, Joy. Congrats on your award.
Hi, my name is Frances Castanedice, and it's an honor for me to receive the Power Player Award from Power on Heels. It's such an honor to receive this award from a female organization led by Ivette Mayo, who I respect and admire her getting all these women, powerful women together, because when we all come together, we can make positive differences and positive changes in the world today, especially during COVID-19. It's a time to celebrate our successes, and it was my honor to help the businesses in our East End Chamber community succeed and thrive during this crazy COVID situation, but we're all ready to get back to business, get back to work, and all do it with Power on Heels.
All right. Next, I have the honor of presenting the Power Connector Award to M. Helen Cavazos. M. Helen Cavazos is a human resources and diversity executive with extensive background in a variety of industries to include the leadership positions in both the private and public sector. Most recently, she has worked with nonprofit organizations that provide training and development opportunities for diverse groups and women, including SER Jobs, Houston Food Bank, Avenue 360, and Avance. Her professional career included working for McDonald's Corporation in various locations, starting in the Houston market with a career progression that led her to head McDonald's of Hawaii Human Resources Department. And then the corporate headquarters of McDonald's Corporation. Her last corporate position was Vice President, HR and Diversity and Inclusion for Metro Houston. Ms. Cavazos has served in leadership roles with national and local boards of organizations that foster leadership and economic development for diverse groups. She is active on the Education Committee of the City of Houston Mayor's Hispanic Advisory Board. She also serves on the Executive Committee of the Ronald McDonald's House Charities Board of Houston Galveston, Advisory Committee of Association of Chinese American Professionals, the Women's Initiative Leadership of the Anti-Defamation League, Houston Symphony's Hispanic Leadership Council. Ms. Cavazos was recently named to serve on the board of the Gulf Coast Workforce Board. She is also a senior fellow of the American Leadership Forum. Ms. Cavazos considers herself a community activist and has received numerous awards of recognition for her commitment to diversity and inclusion. Congrats on your award.
I am M. Helen Cavazos, and I am so honored to receive this award from Power on Heels, Power Connector Award. This is so meaningful to me because I have known Ivette since I have moved here from Chicago, and we just connected. But she is an amazing woman, and she's done so much. We're here for the awards, for the scholarships, for this conference, November the 13th, and we're looking forward to it. I just wanted to say that the women on this board and the women that have committed to the resources and the opportunities for young Latinas. These Latinas are our future, and we're so fortunate to have a leader like Ivette Mayo. And I'm so happy to be here and to be recognized as a power connector, because we're all power connectors. Latinas are power connectors. This is our legacy. We live this for the future of the Latinas that are coming behind us, and also honor those that have come before us, on whose legacy we stand. Thank you so much. Thank you for this award. I'm really honored.
All right, so next is the Power Educator Award, and this is being presented to Dr. Adriana Tamez. Ms. Tamez is a dedicated advocate for educating and empowering individuals and communities, especially those from lower socioeconomic circumstances. She has established her career as an educator by challenging the status quo and developing best practices to meet the needs of students and the larger community. Her rise through the ranks of educational and community leadership attests to her many successes in working toward educational excellence and community development for all in undeserved communities. Because of her love of family and community, Dr. Tamez adjusted her professional journey and made the decision to run for office in order to serve in higher education and bridge the gap between P through 12 and higher education. She serves as Houston Community College trustee and was appointed in 2019 to serve on the Harris County Housing Authority Board of Commissioners. She serves on the City of Houston Keep Houston Beautiful Board and is the CEO and Superintendent of Schools at the Tejano Center for Community Concerns and the Raul Izaguirre Schools for Success, Houston and Brownsville. By providing comprehensive social services programs and excellence in education, Dr. Tamez has emerged as a highly respected community leader whose mission has remained constant: to develop education, social, health, and community institutions that empower families to transform their lives. So thank you, and we're now presenting you with this award.
I'm truly honored to have received the 2020 Power Heal Power Educator Award. Power Heal Inc. is an incredible organization dedicated to empowering women. Thank you to the entire board and members of the Power on Heels organization, and also to Ivette Mayo, who is the person behind it all. Thank you very much. Power on Heels.
All right, well, now we're going to transition to the next portion of our program.
Thank you so much for getting that together for us, Ruth. It's so wonderful. All these wonderful leaders. Congratulations to our 2020 Power Heal recipients. We are happy to recognize and your invaluable contributions to the Latina community here in Houston. So thank you for leaving your amazing leadership legacy. Amazing DJ Pareve Beats, as well as getting some more prizes. And here is our 2020 class of our Power Heal Awards. Thank you so much, and continued success to all of you.
And we're back. We're back. Power on Heels, second annual conference. And we have another giveaway, so stay tuned.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're continuing to enjoy this amazing conference. Here is our second prize, and it's provided to us by the amazing Karina Lopez. As you see, she's a wonderful DJ and also the owner of Power Latina Shop, and she's providing this prize to a fabulous skirt. So the winner is Claudia Batista. Congratulations. Please be sure and reach out to me via email. I'll note it on the chat, and you have a few minutes to reach out so I can get your information. Congratulations, Claudia.
We're back. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. We've done two amazing portions this morning, not only with our speakers, but now with our amazing amazing Power Heal recipients. A big thank you to them for all the work that they do in our community. But this portion has a special place in my heart, and that is our scholarships. You guys are going to, excuse me, let me change my language. You guys, let's scratch that. Ladies, you are in for a treat. Pull out the Kleenex. You are going to be inspired beyond what I can imagine for all of you. I've watched all of these things take place in the last couple of weeks and months, and I continue to be inspired by these women. But the lady that I'm going to introduce to you now has been an incredible and integral part of this program, our 2020 Power on Heels scholarships. So let me tell you a little bit about the amazing Lali Jimenez Bennett. First of all, she is our scholarship chair. She handled our scholarships last year and this year. But let me tell you a little bit about who she is so you know why she is a powerful Latina. Lali serves in her role in the national CEO of the Women of AT&T, an employee resource group with over 21,000 members worldwide. She worked for 35 years with AT&T and currently leads a team of trend analysts located across the U.S. and the Netherlands. She is tasked with managing the overall success of her business organization by closely monitoring performance, measurements, and driving for desired results. Lali has positioned herself as a respected and strategic leader with strong problem-solving skills, team-building experience, and the ability to stay focused on goals. Is it ever-changing in today's ever-changing environment? Lali prides herself in leading by example. She has spent years of advocating for diversity and inclusion in her work and community to prepare and develop employees, students, and business partners, including nonprofits, for success. Her passion is to be a champion for women and Latinas issues, driving for inclusivity in all aspects of our world to level the playing field across all groups and sectors. Lali and her husband David live here in Houston, in Spring, Texas. But Lali is just a powerful Latina, and we are so thankful that she is part of our advisory board here at Power on Heels Fund. So Lali, please share with us the amazing scholarship recipients for 2020.
I remembered I needed to unmute myself, but I couldn't find the button. Thank you so much, Ivette. It is my pleasure to be able to assist such a wonderful organization with such a powerful mission. And it is absolutely, I think you stated earlier, the time is now for us to come together as Latinas. So just very, very excited to be able to present to you our 2020 Power on Heels scholarship winners. Before I share the video of our amazing winners, I would like to share a little bit about our scholarship program and how these phenomenal Latinas were selected. Our scholarship program was designed to assist Latinas to increase their earning potential, accelerate their career advancement, and cultivate them as future leaders in the multitude of industries that they choose to pursue. At this point in time, we can go anywhere. It's up to us to decide where it is. Let me just stress that in order to drive a change in our Latina pay gap, it is critical that we help Latinas of all ages, either those preparing to enter the workplace, going into school, or those that are already working. Therefore, Power on Heels Fund provides 2 levels of scholarships, the Power Student and the Power Professional. This year, we have 4 of our winners. That's 10 winners that we have this year, but 4 of those are over the age of 35. Again, something very different from any other scholarships that we see across the board. Upon mastering our Latina Power program, excuse me one second here, our participants qualify to apply for our scholarships. This year, we really had some remarkable Latinas apply. We have a scholarship judging panel that utilizes a matrix to rate each applicant numerically. Now, let me tell you, that is not an easy task by any means. It's just these applicants are amazing, and it's just very difficult. But by doing this matrix with a numeric process, it's a much simpler process from that point on in terms of identifying who ranked the highest. With that, and no further ado, it is my honor to introduce to you our 2020 Power on Heels Fund scholarship winners.
Hi, my name is Austra Zapata. I currently live in Houston, Texas. I was raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. I am from Honduras, and I am part of the Garifuna community. The Garifuna people are an ethnic indigenous group that migrated to Honduras over 200 years ago. 2 years ago, I received my master's in social work from Our Lady of the Lake University. By receiving the Power on Heels Scholarship, I'll be able to apply for the Texas State Board of Social Workers licensure. For many years, I worked with immigrant families as a paralegal at a local nonprofit organization and at a private law firm over the last few years. By becoming a licensed social worker, I will continue to work with immigrant families by providing guidance, counseling, and keeping families united. Thank you, Power on Heels.
Hola, hello everyone. My name is Alicia Hernandez. I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia. I was actually born in Mexico, Matamoros, Tamaulipas, and super grateful for Power on Heels for this opportunity for being able to win the scholarship. And the scholarship's going to help me being a first generation college student. I graduated in May as a graduate student. I am going to share my story, and I would love to share my story with more people. So winning this scholarship will help to pay for some of those classes, and hopefully I can get to share my educational journey soon with each and every one of you. But I am extremely grateful and thankful to Power on Heels for this opportunity.
My name is Arlita Mayo. I was born in Mexico and I have lived in Houston for the past 25 years. This scholarship has given me the opportunity to fulfill my personal and professional goals aligned with the social work values. I'm able to afford my degree a bit more, and it will also help reduce my stress and worries in order to focus more on my studies. With this scholarship, I hope to accomplish the completion of my master's degree. Once I graduate, I hope to assist underserved populations through social work. As a DACA recipient, I want to make a change in immigrant rights, not just for me, but for my parents and others in the same situation. As a future social worker, I want to continue helping immigrant and Latinx communities here in Houston. I want to say thank you to Power on Heels Fund for this great opportunity.
Hello everyone, my name is Samantha Garcia, a 2020 Powers on Heels Scholarship recipient. I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. I truly love this city. My Hispanic background is Mexican. Winning this scholarship allows me to pursue my first semester over at the University of Houston. I will be enrolling in the Bayer College of Business to fulfill my master's degree in finance, which is very exciting for me because I will be the first of my family and first generation to attend and graduate from college. I am so honored and grateful for this program and its continuous generosity. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to give a big thank you to everyone that made this possible. You are all helping me tremendously fulfill my dreams and going to college. So thank you guys so much.
Hi, my name is Kelsey Hunley, and I'm a first-generation Peruvian American living in Gainesville, Florida, as a graduate student at the University of Florida studying public interest communications. Winning this scholarship for me means the world and will help me continue the work of the Power on Heels Fund. With this scholarship, I can further pursue my education so that I can be a trailblazer and help empower other Latina women and other marginalized communities. So thank you so much, Power on Heels, for this awesome scholarship.
Hi, my name is Ingrid Mejia, and I am one of the 2020 Power on Heels Student Scholarship recipient. I'm from Houston, Texas, but my family is originally from Mexico and El Salvador. Winning the scholarship means having financial support to accomplish one of my goals, which I'll be doing next semester in spring 2021 when I become a first-gen Latina with a bachelor's in my family. So with this in mind, I thank you for the financial support you're providing, which motivates me to keep putting effort into what I'm doing. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jacqueline Vain, and I am a student at the University of Houston. I am a Mexican American pursuing studies in the legal field. I am seeking a political science degree with a minor in English. I am currently living in Houston, but I am originally from San Antonio, Texas. This scholarship will pay for my remaining school balance, which is a great help since I will be graduating next semester. I am proud to be a Latina entering the legal field. I plan on taking the LSAT and entering law school next year, which is no easy task for any woman of color. But thanks to your generous donation, you are helping pave the way. With all gratitude, I want to say a huge thank you to all donors and especially to the Power on Heels Fund. Muchas gracias.
Hi, my name is Myra Camacho, and I'm currently studying kinesiology exercise science with a minor in Spanish at the University of Houston. I currently live in Houston with my parents, and I am a Mexican American. What this scholarship means to me is giving me the opportunity to solely focus on my education and not have to worry about my financial situation. It gives me the opportunity to become one with my education and not truly have to worry about or have to focus on my job or where the next paycheck is coming from. There are people out there that truly believe in all my dreams, and a Mexican American woman becoming educated. I'm soon to graduate in 2 semesters, so I'm very, very excited. So the scholarship will help me finish off my year or my next 2 semesters at the University of Houston and give me the opportunity to become the first sibling and first generation Latina student in my family to earn a degree. Thank you to all the people that support me with this scholarship, and thank you to Power on Hills for this amazing opportunity.
Hello, my name is Sandra Calzada, and I reside in Caldwell, Texas. I am Mexican American. To be a recipient of the Power on Heels scholarship means so much to me because it will allow me to finish my master's program in the spring, which without the scholarship, it would be very difficult for me to complete. Thank you again so much, Power on Heels, for this great opportunity.
Hi, first of all, I wanted to thank Power on Heels for giving me this scholarship. My name is Katia Arditi, and I'm an undergrad student in Bunker Hill Community College in Boston, Massachusetts. My heritage is Ecuadorian. This scholarship means a great lot to me because since I was 7 years old, I always wanted to be a lawyer. Right now, I'm in the path of becoming a paralegal, and after that, I want to go to law school, and this scholarship will help me achieve that. Thank you.
Well, what can I say? I told you they were absolutely amazing young women. Just makes me so proud to be a Latina, and I can't thank Power on Heels for allowing us to be able to recognize these young women and to help make their lives a little bit easier as they pursue their own personal career goals. Again, congratulations to all of our 2020 POHF scholarship winners. Each of these Latinas will win a $1,000 scholarship that will be paid to the college or institution of their choice. So with that, let me go ahead and invite Ivette to join me again. And we want to share a little bit about what you need to know in case you might be interested in applying for one of these scholarships in 2021.
Okay, I am so overwhelmed by these amazing women and these amazing Latinas who are so deserving. I just love not only the diversity in their heritage, I love the diversity in their age, the variety of different areas of learning that they're in or where their industries that they're pursuing. So Lali, thank you for making sure that we did our best to select these women, but also to continue to make this program a success for us at Power on Heels. Now, ironically enough, can you remind us, everyone who's watching, who's not aware, on how you qualify to be to apply for our scholarship?
Absolutely. There's only one key element that you must do. We have throughout the year, we host several different sessions of our Latina Power Purse program, which, as you saw in the video initially, has 3 main components. It talks about financial intelligence, emotional intelligence, and also leadership. And it really is a basis for ensuring that you have a good foundation to move forward with. It is usually a 4 to 5 hours, depends if we do them in person or we do it on virtual. This year we were able to host our first virtual event, which allowed us to expand beyond the Houston area, something we wanted to do but didn't think we'd be able to do so quickly. And as you heard, we had several different winners that came from across different states. So just amazing. And I definitely encourage you. It doesn't matter if you're about to start college, you're trying to decide if you want to go into a junior college to start off with, or you're already in college and about to graduate. We can help you pay for a little bit of that. Anything makes a difference. And then if you're already in a career and maybe as Ivette mentioned earlier, maybe you want to go after one of these leadership development courses like the Mujeres de HACE, or maybe you're still trying to pursue your MBA. We had several of our winners in that process. And again, not something that they usually can find much support in that respect, but Power on Heels does. So be on the lookout for our messages about our Power Purse programs, and be sure to share.
Absolutely.
Share with your friends, your family. Invite them, because again, that's the qualifying factor.
Well, thank you so much, Lottie, for all that you do for our scholarship program as our scholarship chair. And thank you again to these amazing, powerful Latinas who are so deserving of this scholarship. But guess what? I have a little secret.
You do?
I do, and I want to share it. And because we're Latinas, sometimes it's hard to share secrets, right? I know. Wait, just if you know it, you gotta tell it. Dios mío. And this is no chisme, everybody. This is real important. So what's really important here is I have an announcement to make. And I am so excited to share this with you on behalf of the executive board, our advisory board members, and all our members. Through the one-time donation from Possible Missions, we will present additional scholarships in 2020. Please watch this video. Okay, I'm crying.
I'm smiling as big as you can get.
I am just, my heart is beating, tears are, oh my gosh, my makeup is messing up. This is so exciting. This news is going to give us the opportunity to give 7 additional scholarships. Each young lady will receive $500 that they can apply to any of their learning institutions or other institutions. We're super excited. We are so fortunate that that even in these difficult times that we have exceeded our goals. And also the number of Latinas that we were able to assist in their purposeful dream, but also to increase their earning potential, to contribute to their families and their communities. So I don't know if you saw the last slide, but for 2020, Power on Heels Fund Incorporated will be providing $13,500 in scholarships to 17 Latinas across 5 different states. So what great news to share with you during our second conference. But young ladies, Latinas, continue to dream big, and we cannot wait to see what you do with all of this support from our community, our online community, you will continue to soar, and we're super proud of you. And thank you again to the generosity of Paula Mendoza and the Possible Missions for their contributions to make sure that we help these ladies move their future forward. So thank you, Lali. Congratulations to all our scholarship recipients for 2020. And you remember one thing really important right now. You are Power on Heels.
Thank you.
We are back. Thank you so much, everyone. Power on Heels, second annual conference.
Hi, everyone. Congratulations to all the scholarship recipients. I'm very happy for you. How exciting. And so now our third prize giveaway is provided again to us by Karina and one of her fabulous skirts from Power Latina Shop. And our winner is Yesenia Plancarte. Please be sure and reach out to me via email and claim your prize. Congratulations, Yesenia.
We are back. How exciting. Our scholarship recipients, our music to keep us energized, our prizes. And so now we come to an opportunity to hear our keynote speaker. But prior to that, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors. They have supported our vision, our mission throughout the year. Our title sponsor, Possible Missions, our power level sponsors, Hydro, Prince, Goya Foods, American Securities, and Commercial Metal Company. But also a big shout out to our silver level members here. They are great sponsors. They give in kind, they give their hearts, they really give at a really special level. So we have Snapperjack, BBVA, Bunker 58, Centerpoint Energy, Yo Soy I Am, DJ Pareve Beat, and also the Sanchez Sisters Creations. But a big shout out to the amazing Maria Duran and Duran Concepts. So thank you for being our sponsors for the second annual Power on Heels Conference and Scholarship Awards. Now, let's get to our closing portion. You guys are in for a treat. Excuse me. Rewind, reboot. Ladies, you are in for a treat. This is so important. This is a big part. I cannot wait to bring this amazing lady to you. But prior to that, I need to introduce you to someone you all need to know. She's here in Houston. I met her, about 8 years ago, and we became instant friends, and she thinks I'm pretty funny. So I keep her around because she laughs and I laugh, and it's important to be able to share joy together, right? But I love for you to meet the wonderful, this dynamic Latina, this powerful Latina, Imelda Torres Laborde. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Imelda so you'll know who she is. Imelda Torres Laborde is the Vice President of Human Resources at Prince. In her role, she is responsible for strategies and tactical execution of the overall HR function for this global community. Imelda has over 20 years experience in organizational leadership and human resources. Prior to joining Prince, she worked for over 10 years with Alcoa Incorporated. She's actively involved in promoting inclusion and diversity strategies within the company with solutions, training, tools, and resources to foster and implement IND. This strategy, this strategic, thoughtful leader is committed to cultivating a more diverse workforce and inclusive work environment. She has also been an active supporter of the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers since 2013, and in 2016, Imelda led the creation of the Hispanic Resource Group within which has over 500 members nationwide. And one thing that you need to know about the amazing, powerful Imelda is she currently is the president of Power on Heels Fund Incorporated. So Imelda, welcome to the stage and can't wait for you to introduce our speaker.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm excited. The entire conference has been exciting and I've learned so much and I'm inspired, I'm sure, as everyone else. But let me give you a little bit of background on Senia Pareve, our keynote speaker. And it's hard not to read because you want to make sure we capture absolutely everything. But Senia grew up in a family completely dedicated to dressmaking in her native República Dominicana. From an early age, she worked closely with her mother doing things such as sketches, fittings, choosing fabrics. And of course, by age 11, she was immersed right in the family business. And how lucky is she to have grown up knowing exactly what she was passionate about. Many of us obviously learn that as we go through life. At age 20, I will continue to tell you that Senia immigrated to the US and she graduated in 2004, summa cum laude, from the prestigious Fashion Institute of Technology. And she spent quite a bit of time working in New York's fashion district, which, you guys can imagine is very, very competitive, but always held on to her dream, right? And that is definitely something that you have seen throughout the conference. Don't let go of your dreams. Don't let go of that little voice that you have inside of you. So Senia didn't, she always held on to her dream of designing her own line, her own label. In 2009, Senia launched her first ready-to-wear collection, Senia New York, a line of day, it was day into evening dresses, which was a hit. And it was a hit because imagine this, Senia was actually paying attention to what we women wanted, right? Our body type, somebody who understood what we were looking for and how comfortable we wanted to feel. So she was really onto something, right? She was really one of the first and only designers in fashion history to implement this concept. Again, imagine that, designing or being, designed for someone who actually sees us for who we are, right? Our sassiness, our curves, our self-confidence. And thanks to Senia, we can dress tastefully, we can dress sexy, and be radiant no matter our body type, right? In 2011, Senia was chosen among 900 companies and one of the 22 participants of the workshop at Macy's, and was one of 4 vendors chosen, right, to really launch her product in selected stores. And again, this is just one of her accomplishments that I want to make sure that you get a sense of, right, before she comes on and talks to us. Right, so her journey, it continues, right, as do her successes. In 2016, she was one of the design entrepreneurs chosen from, over 200 applicants to participate in the Mini Fashion Business MBA. And as participating, not only did she teach, but she was really a mentor and she was a speaker. And one of the biggest opportunities, obviously, is for her to share her journey. And in sharing her journey, inspiring others to continue and learn and not let go of that dream that they have. So Senia's dresses have been sold on the Home Shopping Network. In 2019, she was one of the winners of the Big Find, a reality competition launched by QVC and HSN. And it really propelled Senia to launch her patent-pending Senia Con V jeans on HSN in the spring of 2020. Right. So why is this important? Because again, right, she held on to it. She's moving forward, and she's teaching all of us and what she does every day, the importance of it. Senia has been featured in major media such as the Today Show, CNN, Telemundo, Univision, the Style Network, and her dresses, right? Her dresses, have been worn by important people. Lin-Manuel Miranda, his wife and his mom, not by Lin-Manuel Miranda, his wife and his mom. And also by Gloria Estefan, by Dasha Polanco, who was an actress in the series Orange is the New Black. And why do I mention this right before she comes on? Because we have to be visible and we have to support ourselves. And again, you've heard that throughout the conference, right? So yes, she's not just being seen in Telemundo and Univision, but she's being seen throughout many networks, and continue to provide each other and provide her support. But with that, I'm going to transition it, and I want you to hear directly from her. So welcome, Senia.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I am so honored and humbled to have been chosen as your keynote speaker. And I want to thank Ivette Mayo for giving me this opportunity and to Power on Heels. I want to tell you my story, and I hope that my story inspire you to pursue your dreams and aspirations. So here we go. My name is Senia Paredes. I'm the designer and the founder of Design Alternatives NY LLC, which is the brand holder of Senia New York and Senia Convigin. My story begins in a very small village in the Dominican Republic called La Piedra de Cotuí. My mom was a single mom of 3 children, me and my 2 sisters, and had moved back to my parents, to her parents' home, whom had 14 children themselves, some of which were around our own ages. My grandpa worked in the rice fields, and the money that he made was barely enough to support the huge family. But he would never have turned my mom back or any of his children. God will provide. That was his favorite quote. My mom was a self-taught seamstress, and soon started making clothes to help support us and help the family. First, she started making clothes from scratch for women in the village, and then eventually for their kids and even their husbands. I remember many times she was sewing overnight during the holidays. I remember sitting by her side every day and watch her cut fabrics and put beautiful dresses together while I asked her tons of questions. Being the very curious and imaginative girl that I was, I soon started to imagine my own creations for my mom's clients. And I started to sketch them out on pages that I would rip out of my notebook from school. No one ever taught me how to draw, how to sketch. It came naturally to me. I became so passionate about it that it became my favorite hobby. Having and I actually imagined stories where my clients would wear my dresses and I would draw them out as well. Having very little access to the city and the outside world, my only window to the world out of my village were the Mexican novelas that we used to watch on the TV at my neighbor's house because we didn't even have a TV. I didn't even know that being a fashion designer was a career at the time until one day when my aunt came to visit from the city. She looked at all my sketches and exclaimed, "Senia, you're going to be a fashion designer when you grow up, like Oscar de la Renta." She told me who Oscar was and his huge international success, and that he sold his clothes to stores and dressed celebrity. She then pulled a magazine from her purse and showed me photographs of one of his runway shows. I was 8 years old at the time. And from that day on, I decided that I wanted to be a fashion designer when I grew up. Now, I had a big dream, a dream that seemed impossible, being in the middle of nowhere, where I had to walk 2 kilometers to the nearest school, and based on my circumstances. But my mom was always one to push us to excel in school and instilled in us the love for education and the notion that no dream was too big, that we could achieve anything that we put in our minds if we worked hard, believed in ourselves, and believed that it was possible. She told us she knew in her heart that we were going to get far in life. I knew I didn't want to end up like most girls in my village who started families at a very young age, sometimes under the age of 15. I knew I wanted to have a career and develop my full potential. So I decided I was going to be the very best at whatever I set out to do. I didn't know how I was going to get there, but I was very studious and I knew that education was my only hope. I skipped forward a few years and I was already in high school and #1 in my class. My goal was to obtain a scholarship to attend the fashion design school at Altos de Chabón in La Romana, a subsidiary of Parsons Design School from New York. But the unexpected happened. A guy from the USA, who was an American citizen, came to visit our village looking for a medicinal plant. He fell in love with my mom at first sight, and they got married, and he brought my mom to the USA. My mom immediately claimed us, and me and my siblings joined her 3 years later. When I arrived to America in the 1990s, my idea was to take advantage of the opportunities that this great country had to offer, which I didn't have in my homeland, and to go after my dream of becoming a fashion designer. But it wasn't as easy as I expected. I had to learn the language and adapt to a new culture, but that wasn't stopping me. I immediately enrolled at my career at my local community college and began English as a second language classes at night while I worked full time during the day at a factory, picking and packing coats. A year went by and I felt comfortable enough with my English skills to apply for a job at a retail store at the mall. I got the job and I was also accepted at my local college, New Jersey City University, where I majored in business administration. I didn't know how to get started in the fashion world, but I committed myself not to freeze, to continue to get an education and bettering myself while I got there. During that time, I also met someone, fell in love, and decided to get married, but to continue with my career goals and ambitions in the meantime. I soon had our first child, Boris, and 2 years later, our little girl, Jaslyn. Meantime, I continued to work full time and go to school at night. However, things started not to work out very well in the marriage. My husband demanded that I stay home and abandon my career dreams. He became increasingly controlling and began to act violent. I was forced to escape with my two children and leave everything behind. I had to start from zero. We moved into an empty apartment with no furniture, and he sold out my car. But I decided I was going not to only survive, but to thrive. I worked hard, 60 to 80 hours a week. 6 months down the road, I was able to buy furniture and lease a car. It was devastating working as a retail store manager with two young kids, as I had to work nights, weekends, and holidays. That's when I decided I didn't want to stay in that situation for the rest of my life, and that if I didn't do anything about it, there was no way out. I felt stuck and that I wasn't fulfilling my purpose in life. I would sketch whenever I had a little free time, and tears would roll down my cheeks. I felt a hole in my heart. So I decided I was going to go back to college, but this time for the career of my dreams, to be a fashion designer. A friend of my mom once had mentioned to me that if I wanted a career in fashion, I had to enroll at the best school of design in New York City, the Fashion Institute of Technology, FIT. And I never forgot that name. So one day, on my day off, I hopped on the train towards the city and paid a visit with no appointment to FIT. I looked at the design exhibits that they had and the drawings that they had displayed in the hallways in awe. I was exhilarated. And I said to myself, this is where I belong. Someone guided me to the admissions office, and they were extremely nice to me. They gave me some literature about the school and explained the application process. I left in a high, full of excitement and hopes. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I asked God to give me the strength and to open doors for me. And I declared, I will do this. I will graduate from FIT, summa cum laude, and I will work in New York fashion industry one day, and I will launch my own brand under my own company. And I wrote it down that day. I sent in my application the next week, my portfolio with sketches for which I had no professional training, and some photos of the designs that I had made. And to my surprise, I was accepted. I began part-time at night while I continued to work full-time during the day. It was very hard on all of us. We had no life. I would spend the weekends and any free time I had doing my school projects. Thankfully, my mom was very supportive and was always there to help me with the kids. It took me 6 years to graduate from FIT and to obtain my BA. But on the 24th of May in 2004, I graduated summa cum laude from the prestigious Fashion Institute of Technology, just as I had declared. Thanks to my degree, I started working as an assistant designer in the competitive New York garment district. I got to work for various renowned brands such as Calvin Klein, True Religion, Outerwear, Isaac Women, and I got to work for my childhood icon and hero, Oscar de la Renta. and I got to meet him. But after 8 years of working in the industry, I realized that it was very difficult for me to climb the corporate ladder. And I didn't see any people who looked like me in the higher positions in New York fashion industry. I saw that there was a ceiling to where I could not get, to where I could get. So I decided to start my own company. I started to create my first collection on the side while I still worked full-time for another company, as I still needed the security of my paycheck. And so in 2008, Senia New York was born, a line that I felt could fill a void in the market for apparel that really understood the variations of the female body and that would flatter women no matter what size or body type. It took me a year to finally find a multi-line showroom that would rep my line. It is very difficult to build credibility with buyers as a new designer. I only sold eight dresses the first season, but I produced them and delivered them on time. Then little by little, it started to grow. By the time I knew, I was into 25 stores and then 50. It was crazy. I spent my lunch hour going to buyers' appointments, shopping for materials, shipping orders, and making phone calls. So I realized it was time for me to quit my job. However, I spent countless nights without sleep from anxiety, worrying about taking that big risk. Many people told me I was crazy, that I needed a lot of money or a rich family or a rich boyfriend to be able to start fashion line, and I had none of those. But I felt in my heart that this was my calling, that I had to try. And so I took all my savings out of my 401k plan and I took the big leap. I was able to secure a space at a showroom one, an incubator sponsored by FIT for design entrepreneurs. From there, I was a one-man show. I designed the collection, sourced fabrics and trims, scheduled buyers' appointments, shipped orders, you name it. But the business was growing. Then I set out to conquer my next big goal, to get into department stores. Coincidentally, a friend of mine brought me a newspaper and showed me an ad by announcing the launch of the workshop at Macy's, an intensive and competitive program designed to provide training and opportunities to women and minority-owned businesses who could offer products that could appeal to their growing minority customer base. The requirements were very strict, but I felt that although it was a long shot, I met the criteria. It took me 2 months to complete the application. I sent it in the last day at the last hour. And out of 900 companies that had applied, I was one of 22 that was chosen to attend the workshop. The last day of the workshop, we had the opportunity to pitch our products to a panel of judges composed of senior management from Macy's. Out of the 22 finalists, I was one of 4 whom received the order and launched a selected Macy's in 2012 nationwide. When I got out of the meeting, I called my mom crying and I was pinching myself. I couldn't believe that a girl like me from La Piedra de Cotuí was now selling at Macy's, one of the most iconic department stores in the USA. I went from shipping specialty boutiques 2 seasons per year to a monthly delivery for Macy's and having to hire personnel and subcontract a number of services. I also had to move production overseas in order to be price competitive. It was a huge learning curve. The amazing opportunity had given me credibility with other retailers and put me on the map as an emerging designer. But after shipping Macy's for 3 years, they told me it was time to become a regular vendor with all the margin agreements that entails. So I decided it was more viable for my small company to take a hiatus from the department stores and go back to build my business with the specialty stores, boutiques. It was like starting from zero again. So I started to build my distribution by securing reps in Dallas and Atlanta markets. Today, I can happily say it was the right decision. And my lines are sold in more than 250 stores nationwide and internationally without the burden of the department stores' margin agreements. Last year, I accomplished another life-changing milestone when I was one of the winners of the Big Find, a reality competition for designers and inventors launched by QVC HSN, propelling me to launch my patent pending jean with the adjustable waist, the Senia Combi jean, on HSN in the past July. Very successfully, due mostly by the immense support I received from countless Latinas and Latina organizations such as Power in Heels. My dear fellow women and Latinas, I want to thank Ivette Mayo for inviting me as your keynote speaker and for this amazing award. I'm so honored and humbled. And I hope that my story inspires you and that it helps you to find the courage to believe in yourselves with every cell of your bodies and to take risks. To not wait for the circumstances to be perfect. Yes, it is good to have a plan and to be prepared, but don't wait until everything is perfect, for that day may never come. Take action in educating yourselves, in developing the skills so you can be competitive and thrive. Go out there and seek those opportunities. And if they aren't presented to you, create your own opportunities. Don't let anyone determine your future. Take your future into your own hands. I hereby tell you that if I was able to do it, despite my humble beginnings and all my setbacks, so can you.
Oh my goodness. Okay, amiga, gracias. Gracias for sharing your story. Thank you for sharing all of this with all of us. I know that I was inspired. I hope that everyone who's watching and tuning in just really just follow the story from Las Piedras till now. And thank you. I think what I want to celebrate in you is your power of choice, that you never gave up on your purposeful dream and you took risk and you made whatever sacrifice you needed to. But I think most importantly that you recognize the value of the power of choice and you chose you over everything. And I just want you to know that took courage, and I just admire that in you. And I'm just so proud of you. I am so proud of you, and I'm so thankful that you were here to share this message with everyone. So everyone, I hope wherever you are that you are applauding too this amazing message from this amazing woman. Imelda, what do you have to say to our Senia?
First of all, thank you. Gracias. One of the reasons that we always have and we're seeking, people like you is because we need to hear it. I need to hear it, right? We go day in and day out and we live and we deal and we take care of, and we forget that in order for my granddaughter to be okay, I must be okay if I'm providing something. And for you to come in and share your story, it's inspirational, because what it does, it just helps me. It reminds me, right? It reminds me that I matter. It reminds me that I'm important. And it reminds me that there's so many women like us and that we need to help each other. But it starts with that. It starts with believing in self. And if you ever doubt that, know that there are other women out there that'll remind you just how amazing you are. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
Senia, you what can I say? I think following your story, and we all have humble beginnings. We all struggle with where we are sometimes and what's happening to us. We make decisions because of culture, of family, but and we all get it. But I think what I love hearing about you is that regardless of whatever obstacle you found or came across, you found a way around it, over it, through it, or you found a way of just basically destroying it and just making your way through. So thank you for sharing that inspirational story. So with that said, Imelda, do you think it's time? Should we do it now?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes,
So I want to, on behalf of the Power on Heels board, executive board, and our advisory board, we want to make sure that we let you know that we think that you are a powerful mujer, a powerful Latina. So we would like to honor you with this year's Power Heel Award for the Power Latina. Here we go.
Oh my God. Thank you
Yes,
so much.
you inspire us in so many ways. And thank you for sharing your story today. But most importantly, thank you for being a powerful Latina. So please.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so honored. I mean, I didn't expect this. Thank you so, so much, Yvette. I mean, it means so much to me. Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful. Yay! Thank you. Thank you. And we will make sure we get this in your hands. In spite of whatever challenges we may have, this will be in your beautiful hands here shortly. So with all of
Thank you
that,
so much.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Imelda, and thank you, Prince, and thank you, Senia. All right, everyone, we are coming down to our closing elements of our program. Wasn't she inspiring? My heart is so full. My heart is so full. We've been working on this for what seems to be months, and here we are in the final few minutes. But I want to just take an opportunity just to share with you what this day means, not only to myself, but our community, because we've been able to do so much. But I think the first thing I want to do is start with my just be in a place of gratitude and thank everyone that was part of this program. It's going to start with a very special young lady, and her name is Maria Duran. You know, you are everything. You've helped put this together with your creative, calm spirit, and also your patience. And I have to tell you, you're everything. And also a big thank you to all our amazing sponsors. And Maria, if you could share that slide with everybody just one more time, please. It's important to know that these sponsors each contribute and have made a difference in what we do and allow us to do what we've been able to do throughout this award, but throughout this throughout this event, but also throughout the year. So it starts with our amazing partner, Paula Mendoza, and Possible Missions as our title sponsor. Your generosity changed lives today, so thank you. To each sponsor who has contributed and made a difference at our power level and our silver level, thank you, because you continue to support our mission, and I can't thank you enough. And let's talk a little bit about our wonderful speakers who kicked it off for us today with Fleriser and Patricia. Their message touched us all. And I think it's important for us to thank them and stay connected to them through their organizations. And and what's so important now is understanding that you have the ability to stay connected to them and their organizations and the work they do throughout the country and within our community. So please, I want to encourage you to connect with these ladies on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on all your social media. Stay connected because they're doing valuable work. They have their leadership programs. They're promoting Latinas and Latinos throughout the country that you need to connect to. Remember the value of networking. Use this opportunity to reach out to these amazing, amazing ladies. Muchas gracias. And I want to send you all a big virtual hug for being here today. But also to our 6 Power Heel Award recipients, thank you for your leadership legacy that you continue to lead in all areas of our community. You continue to be mentors, you set examples, but most importantly, you are paving a way for all of us. So thank you for continuing your legacy, your leadership legacy. So thank you to all 6 of our Power Heel winners, and also our scholarships. Those stories, those young women, they shared their hearts with us today. And we are so proud that we are able to sponsor them and help them to get to that next level. Also, all 17 Latina scholarship recipients, you all are deserving of this. And we're so glad that we're able to help you. Now, I want you to remember, we expect you to soar. Not only do we expect you to soar, but we expect you to share with us your successes so we can continue to shout out the difference that you are making in the communities that you are wanting to be part of. Also, to our amazing, amazing keynote speaker, Senia, amiga, I've been a fan. You know, I found you 8 years ago. I showed up at your fashion show here in Houston. I got there early. I got there so early, they were still setting up for the runway for the show. And I got a chance to walk up to her and introduce myself to her. And I've been a fan ever since. You continue to make me proud of your determination, your heart, everything you accomplish, your tenacious spirit, your just everything that you do. So muchas gracias. And thank you for being our Power Latina for 2020. So as we look at as we look at the future, 2021 is just 6 weeks away. And we are beginning to plan what is hopefully going to be another successful year. It will be our 3rd year in existence because this is our 2nd full year as a nonprofit organization here in Houston. We set out with a wonderful plan, and then COVID happened, and we had to pivot quickly, and we moved our programs online. We managed to put 17 programs online, everything from Facebook Power Connects to our COVID Financial Summit to our Latina Power Purse program and other programs to make sure that we brought value to our members. So we're hoping to continue that same type of programming in 2021, but we're going to be focused more on making sure that we bring programming that continues to advocate for the social inequity of gender pay gap inequity, but also to help Latinas become confident leaders and that they can continue to advocate and negotiate for themselves. So some of the courses and things that you'll see in 2021 will not only be the kickoff of our mentorship program, but also the opportunity to be involved in programs that are centered around topics such as conflict resolutions, negotiations, emotional intelligence, financial mastery, and all those things that we feel are necessary to help you become more confident and powerful in your space. Our goal is to continue to build confident, powerful Latina leaders. So as you can, if you like more information about what we're doing, I want to encourage you, please stay connected. This is what we do. You've heard it throughout this program. The power and the value of networking. So follow us on all our social media platforms. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram and LinkedIn. But definitely stay connected. Join our newsletter and come to our Power on Heels website at poweronheelsfund.org. And there you will see all our scheduled programs and everything that will be kicking off in January. We're looking forward to continuing to make a difference and making this community stronger than ever before. It is our time. You've heard it from the very beginning, and we'll continue to say that now. We need to become bolder. We need to be able to use our power, not only to ask, but to also make better choices for ourselves, our future, our families, and our communities. So what can I say? I'm speaking from my heart, and I'm looking down to see all the things that we want to make sure that that I want to highlight. But I want you to remember that in these difficult times that we have choices to make, and we all need to make a difference. And it reminds me of one of my most special favorite quotes, which is by Mahatma Gandhi, which is, "Be the change you want to see in the world." So I hope that today inspired you. I hope that today empowered you to continue to set the legacy forward that you want to see in the world, not only for yourself, but everyone who's watching. So from all of us here at Power on Heels Fund Incorporated, I want to thank you from our executive board, our advisory board, all our volunteers, and also all our members, but also from me, from my heart, de corazón. I want to wish you continuous blessings. I want you to always feel that you are part of a community. And please, please continue to understand and remember something really, really important, that you are Power on Heels. I will turn this over now to our wonderful DJ Pareve Beats and Linda Lara to close us out with our wonderful and last group of prizes. But also, this party needs to end with some music. So from me to you, thank you for joining us for the 2nd annual Power on Heels Fund Conference and Scholarship Awards. I'll see you next year.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Yvette. And again, a big thank you to everyone who's attended this conference this year. It's been wonderful. I've been enjoying it, and I hope you have been too. So now for the final awards, I hope you stay on for a little bit longer. I do want to present additional prizes, and we have 7 of them. So you have to stay on until the end. I want to give a shout out to my family, the Lara family. Donated 4 $50 gift cards. And also, we have 3 2021 Power on Heels Fund membership registrations to give out. So, the following names, please reach out to me via email. And again, I'll put that on the chat and let me know that you are willing to accept the prizes. But here we go. Our winners are Elba Santana. Number 2 is Rebecca Chavez. Number 3 is Marisela Ramos. Number 4 is Julia Abrantes. Number 5 is Kelly Salcedo. Number 6 is Grace Olivares. And number 7 is Rita Villanueva. Please reach out to me and send me a ping. Let me know how I can reach out to you to give you your prize. Congratulations to all the winners. And again, thank you all for attending this conference. Have a great day.
How are we doing? Power on Heels Fund, 2nd annual conference.